Why Grandad's so inspirational to me?
He was just really kind-hearted. He was a man who people respected.
Bringing something we must learn, and we are.
If you ask anybody, any grandchildren in the world, they will always say that their granddad is the best, but ours actually really was.
The one thing I've never doubted in all my life was that I was loved and truly loved by my dad.
Amazing man, honest, trustworthy, full of faith.
Inspiration to us young ones into going to doing educational things.
I genuinely don't think there was a bad bone in his body.
Took the place for not drinking when he was 12 years of age, and he never drank or smoked then for the rest of his life.
I wish there was a few more like him.
Very good husband and an excellent father and grandfather.
I have been changed.
He was loved by many, in particular Nancy and Megan. He was very lucky in as much as he had the love of his life to spend many years with. He lost her, unfortunately, and then found another. He's always said before he'd rather be lucky than be rich, and he was very lucky.
I was his second wife, and he gave me 20 wonderful years. If there's one wish I could have, it would be to go back in time.
When you grow up, you just assume, I just assumed that everyone else had that many cousins, that many aunties and uncles. And it's when you get older, you start to realise actually how lucky you are, and you really start to appreciate family a lot more and think that actually no, people don't have that. People aren't as close as we are. And I've grown up in such an incredible, strong family, and Grandad was the focus point of that, and he always will be.
Who can say if
I remember when I was little, probably 3 or 4, and we'd be coming back late at night and I'd be on his shoulders. And I remember noticing one day that the man in the moon was following me. So I says to Dad, why is the man in the moon following us? And he told me it was because I was so special, and he would, to give him a wave, and he'd follow us all the way home.
He wouldn't upset anybody for a game. It'd be a hard man to follow.
That welcome I got from him and his family, probably one of the reasons why I didn't go off the rails, which I could have done.
If I was poorly, I wanted my dad. I wanted to sit with my dad, cuddle my dad. Just wanted him home.
Grandad to me was a massive inspiration in where I went with my life. He always pushed me to do what I wanted to do and not just go for a job because it was a job.
The whole family just looks to one person for advice, for support, for love, for everything.
And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness.
I think for me the most poignant moment of Grandad's life for me was his funeral. Just seeing the amount of people that he's actually touched and the amount of respect he had by the whole community, like the whole church was full to the brim, and that's when it hit home how much he meant to people, not just me.
I have to say that one of the hardest things I've ever had to do was singing at his funeral.
And in the same way, I've never seen so many people negatively affected by the loss of one person. And that day I was very proud to be Richard Roche's grandson.
If you were in any problem, he'd be there.
And even now that we're all grown up, we still argue to this day who was his favourite. Obviously that's me.
I was always his favourite.
I was always his favourite.
I was his favourite.
I was his favourite.
God bless you, Richie.